Daniel!
Wait, do it. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we are live tonight. Your Geaux Team. Today is March 29th. Sunday, March 29th. 2026. The year of our Lord. 2026. You know, it's always the year of our Lord here on the Geaux Team.
Is it?
Yes. Because we are men of the Lord. My name is Daniel. I am your moderator. That is moderator extraordinaire. And on the other side of the transatlantic cable, we have the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Zombie Bob. How are we doing tonight, Mr. Zombie Bob?
Excellent. Thank you for asking.
His Bobness. So, Zombie Bob, my question to you is, what were you up to yesterday?
Yesterday?
Yeah, I'm asking yesterday, not today. Yesterday.
Yesterday was a productive day around the house. Friday, actually, I don't even know if you know this. Friday, we had an electrician to the house. Went into the attic. The house is equipped with two pull-down attics, stairs, one in the hallway by the bedrooms, one in the garage. Installed 4 double fluorescent light kits in there, so it's like bright as fuck. And more importantly, you know what we had installed?
What'd you call it? You called it the lift, the hook,
the hoist.
the hoist.
Now, we did not go with the platform where you take the stairs out and then you just have a lift, you know, like just the platform itself comes all the way down. You put 1,200 pounds on it and then it goes straight back up. We didn't do that. We literally have an electric hoist where you got the button, like think Terminator 2 when he goes down into the liquid metal and he lowers himself down into it. Got the remote, and it has 2 remotes as well. So it has the 2 remotes and the handheld. Comes down with a hook. You strap that bitch up, whatever the bitch may be, and then now it's not the fastest thing in the world, but it makes loading shit up into the attic a whole lot more fun.
My question is, have you strapped yourself to the hoist and hit the button?
No.
Why the fuck haven't you? That would be the first fucking thing I did.
Fuck no.
Put on a little safety vest, hook yourself in. I mean, what shit hits the fan, you're only dropping what, 8 feet?
True.
So, I mean,
that was Friday. So then Friday led into Saturday when we cleared up some space and installed some shelving unit type things and clothing rack for when you take stuff out of the washing machine, you hang it to dry right there. And then did some landscaping. So I did a lot of, and then this morning we cleaned off the dining room table, which is unfortunately kind of a catch-all of junk and shit. So we still had stuff from Mardi Gras. We still had stuff from St. Patrick's Day. So pretty productive weekend around here. How about yourself, Daniel?
Yesterday, I coached basketball after recovering from T-ball the night before. It was like bam, bam. And then a kid's birthday party yesterday. Yesterday was a lot. Then today was crawfish boil for the family. The other side of the family.
Mm-hmm.
Not the
good side.
The Zombie Bob side of the family.
The good side.
But I did cut my grass this morning, and you said landscaping. Says, when the fuck do you do landscaping? I thought you pay a guy.
We do have a lawn care person, but then we have a lawn care person, but as far as planting things, Julie likes to get her hands dirty and bought 2 pots, shout out Costco. Very inexpensive pots over there, ceramic pots. Got those Friday night. Thursday, Friday, I forget. And so yeah, we did.
Aren't you a pot guy? You like putting a lot of pots in the yard?
Yes.
You are, yeah.
Yeah.
You know who else likes doing that? The Asians.
Who?
The Asians. Asian people love that. The bunch of pots.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that needs a legal disclaimer.
We don't even have Chip on here tonight, and still
I'm filling in for Chip
5
because
minutes
Chip
and
is
51 seconds in. We got the legal disclaimer.
Chip is driving back from Atlanta. He went to visit some family and didn't make it back in time. I told him, "Don't get in a wreck. Don't kill yourself. Like we can go one night without you."
Right.
So,
well, actually, shout out. This is my first Sunday night in in a while.
weren't you on last Sunday?
Did I?
No,
last Sunday was veterans. Yeah.
That's
And then
right.
Metairie Road, and then before that, Gretna. So the night of the Gretna parade was when everything blew up, but the night before we went viral. So it's been a while, Daniel, on a Sunday night.
All right, so you didn't see this last night on the Twitter machine. We had shout out to Money Talks is his username on Twitter. But Money Talks was hitting me up with we were talking LSU basketball, Will Wade back and forth, and G Moose, I see that comment. I'm gonna get to that in a second. But he was saying, because it was, I don't remember what we were talking about. We were talking about LSU basketball or something, talking shit about Pat Forty, Dick Vitale, one or the other. And he's like, "Oh, did you guys go off on
Pat 40?
Pat 40?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, we went off on everybody." And I sent him the clip from the episode. I'm like, just go to the 5-minute mark. And we did.
Right.
I didn't post this clip because I am making a concerted effort to avoid going viral once again. But we could get away with it for basketball. The problem is LSU baseball fans are just soft. That's really the problem. I mean, call a spade. Am I right, Zombie?
Well, they scored 2 touchdowns and a field goal today.
They did. They played well.
They won by a touchdown.
Hey, but Daniel knows nothing about LSU baseball. Mm-hmm. Who predicted the Sunday starter last Sunday?
Daniel.
Who predicted? Well, Milam's batting 7th, but I'm not going there.
He had a 2-run double yesterday.
He only had 2 hits on the weekend.
So only those 2 RBIs?
Of the regular players, he is of the everyday players, he's last in RBIs.
Well, when you only have 2 so far in conference play.
That was my point. He's batting 7th. The other thing I said before the season was that I was very concerned. I didn't think Trent Caraway would be very good, and he hasn't been. And yeah. So yeah. I got a couple of things for not knowing shit, man.
Well,
I don't know.
They took a series. They took their first SEC series of the season.
I shouldn't be trying to dunk on people when we actually won a series that was very pivotal, because the schedule gets easier the next 2 weekends. That's why Tennessee's 3-6 in conference.
Tennessee walked off each of the 3 games against Vanderbilt this weekend.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're not very good.
Walked off.
I thought they played Georgia. Did they play Georgia?
I'm pretty sure it's Vandy. You can check me.
I thought they played Georgia. I don't have it pulled up, but whatever. Okay. Either way, they're not very good. And then the following weekend, who do we play after that? We play somebody else who kind of stinks. Not stinks, but bottom of the league.
Yeah, Vanderbilt sweeps Tennessee with 3 walk-off wins.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Georgia must have been the week before.
It's all good.
Oh, and then we're at Ole Miss. Okay. But the next 2 are on the road, but they're winnable. Mm-hmm. So I'm not saying you're going to sweep. G-Moo says, as usual, Zombie is correct. I don't know what I'm talking about with that. But yeah, I mean, it was a series that you had to have because the next 2 weekends you're on the road against lesser opponents and you got a chance to build some momentum. So this was the last one at home before a couple weekends. So it was a really good opportunity. After losing on Friday, William Schmidt comes out on Saturday. Looks great. and then we get down 7-0 today, and then come storming back behind a John Pearson grand slam, and then go on to score 17 runs, and you were down 7-0, and after that you outscored them. What is that? 17-3.
17. Look at the math on you.
Yeah, football score there.
Football score.
So big weekend for LSU baseball. They had to have it. They had it, keeping those postseason hopes alive. Zombie Bob, what were your thoughts
About what? About what?
LSU baseball.
It was nice to get a series win. And if they can get the series win the next 2 weekends, that'll put them up 3-2 in conference play with series. So, got the job done today, and they take that momentum on the road the next 2 weeks. Winnable, even though it's on the road, winnable, manageable series. So it'll be good. It'll be good.
Jimu says we need to throw a sweep in there the next 2 weeks. I think if you sweep South Carolina, then the math, you can get there. So that's the one I think they need a sweep of the ones. But that's like 3 or 4. That's like 4 or 5 weeks away.
Okay, so we have plenty of time.
Yeah. But I would say just win the next 2.
Yeah, take the next 2 series.
Obviously, if you can sweep them,
sure.
Then all of a sudden you've jumped yourself back into the race.
Speaking of sweeping, how did New York Yankees starting off?
Must be good if Zombie Bob's talking about the Yankees, because if Zombie Bob's talking about the Yankees, that means they're doing good. If they stink, he's not going to acknowledge their existence. We
just saying,
16
Daniel.
Hits today.
Yeah.
Oh, what was the other thing I said? That was the other one. Who did I say should have been batting leadoff? This was last Sunday. You probably weren't on the show. I don't know if you watched the clip. Zombie Bob gets tagged in all the clips, but if he's not in the clips, he usually doesn't watch. Yeah, what's the point? He doesn't watch them. He doesn't retweet them. He doesn't like them. So, who did Daniel say needs to be moved up to leadoff? Quit batting him in the 9 hole, bat him in the leadoff. Who did I say?
Derek Jeter.
Stanfield. Chris Stanfield.
Oh, well, that's easy.
Stanfield had 4 hits today.
In a number 1 hole, in the leadoff spot. Okay.
He's one of your better hitters, and I like you. Jay loves putting him in the 9 hole because that gives you like the whole theory on like a double leadoff guy.
Right.
But the problem is the rest of your lineup sucks. So it's like you're wasting at bats.
That sucks, Daniel. They're just
up until this weekend, up until the last few weeks, the lineup has not been as good. And so putting him at the bottom of the lineup, you're just giving him less at bats. So
I hear you and everything.
So now you agree with me, right? Right, Bob?
Absolutely. His Bobness. Oh, that's a little too close to the whole Andrew Dice Clay skit.
All right, so this is G-Moose says, did you see breaking news? Johnny Jones leaving his job to become an assistant under the pair. Zombie Bob, trivia question for you. Who's Johnny Jones?
Johnny Jones, former LSU basketball player and coach.
Look at you tonight, just on fire.
In fuego.
In fuego. So Johnny Jones, that would be huge.
Where is he currently?
Since he got fired at LSU, I think he might have took 1 year off, but he's been at Texas Southern since then, which is a HBCU. They've made the tournament like two times, I don't think 3, and they actually won a game. It was a 16 versus 16 matchup play-in game. So I think it's good he was always a great recruiter. So even when he was the head coach, that was when you got Ben Simmons. You had talent, so you add him with Will Wade. I always liked Johnny Jones. I just thought the way the Ben Simmons stuff went down, then the following team just tanked on him. You know, he had to go. But he's a good guy, great recruiter. So I really like the hire.
There you go.
Because I do think it's going to be hard for Will Wade to get a couple of assistants early on.
Well, I was going to ask, is anyone coming from NC State with him?
I'm sure because most of his staff from NC State was guys that had
From
been with him at McNeese
Okay.
in the past. So I would assume most would be. And G Moose also says, plus that makes Collis Temple happy and that whole crowd. How much do you know about that, Zombie Bob?
Refresh my memory.
So there is a whole contingency of Dale Brown acolytes,
Okay.
for lack of a better term, that run a lot of things behind the scenes. They probably needed to get those guys on board to make the money work for Will Wade.
Okay.
So maybe Johnny Jones was a way of, bridging the gap.
Right.
So kind of similar to like Frank Wilson coming in
Okay.
for Brian Kelly. It's somebody to like connect with the high school coaches in Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
Bringing in Johnny Jones probably brings in the Collis Temples, the Shaqs, the whole Dale Brown era, because there was some butting heads between Will Wade and the Dale Brown crew his first time around.
Okay.
But winning cures everything. Sure. But there was some behind the scenes stuff.
Okay. Let's just do a little shout out to G Moose. A, first and foremost. B, thank God for G Moose, because we wouldn't have anybody in the chat tonight. You know what I'm saying? Boom, boom, boom.
Zombie Bob was upset, G, that you weren't in the chat 5 minutes before we started. Zombie Bob's like, man, we got nobody in the chat tonight. Nobody. Right. Well, I mean, what are we going to do?
What are we going to do?
We got nobody in the chat.
We got to get somebody in the chat.
And I looked at him after 2 minutes of him saying, I go, we're not even live for another 3 minutes. But
look who we got, lurker.
Zombie Bob wants you to come out here and interact with him. I gotta quit giving Zombie Bob control of the chat. Zombie Bob has had control of the chat every time, and now he's more focused on the chat than his bits. We haven't had a good Zombie Bob.
I don't have any good bits.
I know, because you've been more focused on the chat instead of actually.
Well, actually,
coming up with good material.
Queen Pizza 727. I got a text message, actually from Andy, because supposedly she's sending me 8,413 Instagram videos that I have not yet seen. So Andy's like,
G Moose says Zombie Bob's doing a phenomenal job with the chat. Agree to disagree. Respectfully disagree. And then G Moose says he was late because he was busy designing a picture he sent to me. I saw an alert, but I didn't. Was it on Twitter, G Moose? I think I saw that.
I got nothing.
Yeah, because you're not in the club. Ooh, this is a good one. How do you feel about the Star Wars Evil Empire zombie?
It's good.
That's it? G Moose puts it together for you, and that's all you're going to say?
Is that the one that G Moose did? Well, in that case, it's phenomenal. No, I thought it was, I like the one for the draft that he did.
See, you got to understand, G Moose. Zombie Bob hates all things Star Wars because he has a younger brother not named Daniel who has a Star Wars obsession.
Rocky from St. Rose?
No, your other brother.
Shout out.
I was waiting for you to say you don't have another brother.
No. We'll see.
I'll send it to him, G Moose. Once he sees it. G Moose cleaned up what I did and put Geaux Team on it.
Okay.
Because the other one I did the other night was just a chat GPT, like type in make LSU the evil empire and spit it out and post it on not Facebook, on Twitter. So
all right.
So family crawfish boil is today. All the talk at the family crawfish boil was about one LSU sport right now. Which one do you think it was, Zombie Bob?
Football.
Nope.
Women's basketball?
Perfect segue to Zombie Bob's Lady Tiger update presented by the New Orleans Day Drinking Club. All the talk at the family crawfish boil today was about the Lady Tigers and how they got upset on a buzzer beater to Duke on Friday. You gave me so much shit all week. Did you stay up and watch it, Zombie Bob?
I'm trying to say something like the hoist makes for a good sex swing as well, but tying it into Friday night. But no, we did not.
Did you go back and watch any highlights from the game? Do you have anything for us?
No. I mean, I saw the final play, but I did not see the final play of that game as much as I saw the final play of the Duke UConn game today in the men's side.
That was crazy.
That was fucking fun.
That was crazy because, I mean, if the Duke player just throws it like 3 inches higher, the game's over. I mean, he could have just lobbed the ball in the air because all of UConn's players were on this side of the court. There's 2 Duke guys that were free, so all he had to do was just throw it in the air.
If he would have done a bat flip like the LSU boy did today, 40 feet in the air, bat flip.
I thought you said back flip at first.
No, bat.
Yeah, that was Seth Dardar from
cousin with Ramsey.
Cousin with Ramsey from
Mandeville.
But went to Holy Cross. Doesn't count.
Yeah.
How many kids live in Mandeville and go to Holy Cross? How many minute drive is that?
That's got to be an hour.
Yeah. It's like living in Baton Rouge.
But how many? That's a good question. How many going across and going to Rummel? How many going across to go to Jesuit? How many going across to go to Brother Martin? How many going across to go to Holy Cross?
Holy Cross seems like the furthest one. Am I right logistically?
No, actually. I mean, it's not harder to get to, but it's actually closer to the Causeway than Brother Martin is because it's off of Paris, not off of Legion Fields. So you would actually get to it before you got to Brother Martin.
But couldn't you take some back way to get to Brother Martin? That would be quicker.
Yeah, 610. Hey, look, I can't do anything. I know how to get to Tiger Stadium in Baton Rouge.
Hey, where's the Superdome?
Yeah, it's right there. It's right there.
G-Moo says he knows a few that go to Curtis.
Okay.
Yeah, like if you lived in Slidell, you could go to that side easier, it seems like, right?
I don't know. Slidell's a pain in the ass.
I don't
to
know.
Get to the Twin Spans, across the Twin Spans, to get in from the east.
I couldn't tell you the last time I took the Twin Spans.
Oh, really?
Like ages.
Oh, yeah.
Like I honestly, a decade. When was the last time you took the Twin Spans?
Well, Queen Pizza lives down in the parish, so there have been times that I go that way.
It's that way
to meet up. It just depends on where we're meeting.
Yeah.
If we're meeting at the farm, the 3D printing farm,
Yeah, your garage, right?
No, the humidity settings are not conducive in the garage.
You got dehumidifiers going, and you still couldn't get it down.
Correct.
Man.
Yeah. So.
But anyway, any take?
All right. So wait, what's the buzz around the crawfish boil about women's basketball? Is Kim retiring?
First off, the buzz was that the refs were atrocious. I don't know because I didn't watch any of the game. I did turn it on for two seconds, but then it went into a commercial break, and then I went to sleep.
You see Queen Pizza talking shit, right? Screenshot that so it goes into performance evaluation.
This is why we can't give you control of the chat. You take it.
I see it anyway.
Well, that is true. But that was the buzz, was the refs screwed them the whole game. I don't know. I didn't watch it, so I can't really say one way or the other. And then the other thing was reporters asked. Zombie Bob's favorite reporters have been reporting for 2 weeks now. BS LSU has been reporting the rumors about Kim Mulkey's job.
Not job, but that she's pondering retirement.
Now, here's the thing. I had heard some legitimate stuff behind that.
Oh, 100%.
Like, there is truth that she's not, just like there's some the same narrative's out there about Jay Johnson. Jay Johnson's upset because he's not getting enough NIL money. Everybody
Johnson's going to South Carolina.
Yeah, there's people saying that. And it's not just coming from those guys. Shout out Tyler Daigle. And what's the other guy's name? Brandon Abear.
Something like that.
Me and Chip have been thinking those guys are hysterical for like 6 months now. Like going back to Lane Kiffin getting hired. And I think it's funny that people fall for it with those guys. So all they do is that they just pick up rumors that are on Tiger droppings wherever, and they just claim it's their reporting. So, I mean, all they're doing is taking legitimate rumors and then acting like they're reporters. I think it's funny, but people fall for it and get so mad about it. And then
isn't that what we do? Don't we report things and claim that we're real journalists?
We are a bunch of wannabe journalists. Your name's Zombie Bob. We're the furthest thing from journalists.
Wolfman Jack.
Exactly. Was he reporting stuff?
He was a DJ. He was a famous
That's what
DJ.
we are. We're an entertainment show.
No. Well, no Chance and no Chet tonight. So I always get confused. Who called us a variety show? Chance or Chet?
Chance called us the variety show.
Yeah. Right.
So,
all right. So wait, what's the speculation? What are they saying?
She killed the rumors.
No, but bad at the crawfish boil today. Bad loss. And oh no, she's definitely coming back. Or oh no, she's out.
She's coming back. That's what the discussion was today. That she's coming back because the team is young.
She got one of her 5-star freshmen that are already entering the portal.
But she didn't play a whole lot. I don't think.
She averaged like 2.2, 2.5 points. Right.
Jimu says he thought this was legit journalism. We are a legit form of entertainment.
Well,
right? Isn't that
100%,
fair?
100%.
We are, the analogy I use is just like today at my family crawfish boil. You know, at one point, it's me, my 2 uncles, and 2 of my other cousins. We're sitting around, and all we're doing is shooting the shit, talking about LSU football. And my shout out, Alex. My uncle started trolling me about Will Wade. My uncle's a season ticket. So Uncle Steve.
Yeah.
He's a
Little
season
Steve.
ticket. Yeah. He's a season ticket holder for men's basketball. And I looked at him and I go, oh, you know me. You know I'm excited about Will Wade coming back. He goes, ugh. He's like, I don't even like the guy. Yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck? And so, but then his daughter walks by. He goes, he was just talking yesterday about how excited he is Will Wade's coming back. But he just did that just to piss me off and get a reaction out of me. So the analogy I always use for this show is we're no different than at the family gathering. Everybody's sitting around and just talking sports and saying whatever they want. And sometimes we mess with each other and say things. We're not fucking journalists. We're not wannabe journalists. His name is Zombie Bob. Hey, Zombie Bob, Geaux Team podcast. Lane Kiffin, do you have a message for the haters?
No, I got a message.
Hey, no, what you should do is you should set up an interview with Stephen Milam.
I don't think that would be allowed. Well, I'm guilty by association. I wasn't on the podcast that night.
Yeah, you should be like, listen, I wasn't on the podcast. I want your take on what Daniel said. Daniel, he's a real piece of shit. That'd be an interview.
Can we have him and his mom? Is his mom still following us?
Yes, his mom still follows us. So does William Schmidt's mom.
Okay.
So,
shout out moms.
Actually,
Tiger moms.
And as Jimu said, Zombie Bob is a freaking damn legend. Lon said he was willing to come on the show and have Ruffino on at the same time, and me and you be the mediators for the two of them. Yeah. But that was when Ruffino was hot, and he DM'd me and you, and I didn't want to. I wasn't going to ask in that moment. But Lon said he was willing to do it. Come on the air. The airing of grievances. We could have just been like Festivus for the rest of us here and have the two of them hash it out.
Set it up. Peace and harmony.
Who would be the moderator of that one?
I think it would have to be you.
You could throw some humor in there.
I would be like on a higher level of kumbaya-ness. You would be more, Blake, you did say this and he said that. Like you would know that more. Just like I don't post on Tiger Drop-ins. I don't go in Tiger Drop-ins because I don't have a PhD in Tiger Drop-ins. So
that was part of what I had to explain to Lon yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yeah, the guy you screenshotted is like the biggest troll in the history of Tiger Droppings. Like, you think I'm a troll, Zombie Bob?
Oh, I know.
But there's a guy on Tiger Droppings who's been trolling for like 20 something years.
Uh-huh.
His name's Lester Earl.
That's not you?
No, that is not me.
That's none of your burners?
No, because if you look at how much that dude has posted, it's impossible to like, his numbers are like Wilt Chamberlain level number of posts that he does.
Right.
Jimu says that site is complete horseshit. It's not as good as it used to be. I'll say that. The droppings 10, 15 years ago was a great place.
When Daniel was in his prime.
Yeah, when
stirring the shit on the droppings.
When my generation was in its prime, now that generation's all 40 and has kids like myself, and the young kids don't go to Tiger Droppings and start shit as much as we used to back in the day. But even Uncle Steve, like LSU goes down 7-0 in baseball today. Mm-hmm. He goes, first thing I did, he's like, I go to the Tiger Droppings just because I want to see everybody melt down. So, G Moose can confirm. It was really good back then.
Right.
Peaked 2008, 2010, 2011, that national championship.
So what year did you graduate from LSU?
I spent 6.5 years in college. Okay. I graduated in December of 2010. Yeah. Good times, man. Less time, half the amount of time it took you. Right?
Not more than half. More than half. Who's got a higher GPA?
Not me.
Me for sure.
Well, if I'd have stayed at Southeastern, I was on the dean's list every semester at Southeastern. Mm-hmm. I was too preoccupied at LSU. Too many things going on. I was meant for a smaller school.
Okay.
With less sports going on. Mm-hmm. But who cares about academics anyway, right?
Well, once you get out of it.
Glad I'll never have to. The Les to Michigan times. Those were great times. Those were great times on the droppings. That was G Moose. What if I told you that was 6 or 7 usernames ago for me on Tiger Droppings? I'd have to write it all down. I think I've had 7 different usernames.
How many times you've been permanently banned? 6 or 7.
If I have 7, I've been banned 6.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And how many burners? One that I know of.
Well, burners on what?
Tiger Droppings.
No, I only have one account now. The other one's got caught.
Zombie Bob doesn't post anymore?
Well, that's not a burner. That's just a username. Everybody's a burner on Tiger Droppings.
How many accounts do you have on Tiger Droppings?
Just one. Truthfully, just one. I haven't needed any other ones. Okay. I don't post as much as I used to.
Okay. I mean, why? You saved up all your pennies, got expensive podcasts and equipment, and now
my first burner that I created was because my username was literally Camp LSU. Mm-hmm. Okay. And I used to post a lot about LSU basketball. But that was also the time I was coaching high school football. So I would also jump in some high school sports threads. I never bashed anybody. Or I'd go on the recruiting board and I'd just say, oh, I think this kid's really good, yada, yada, yada. Or I'd be like, oh, this kid's not as good as he's rated or something like that. Me talking about people being overrated. So that the first burner I created on Tiger Droppings was because I didn't want people to know it was Coach Camp, basically.
Certainly.
So
totally understandable. Totally understandable.
And then it was actually me helping to promote Pot of Gold that
friends of the program.
Yes. When they were getting off the ground, anytime podcast got mentioned, I would jump in, post, "Hey man, Pot of Gold's my favorite podcast." And I was doing that as a favor, and then I would jump over to my other username, which was Mr. Echo from Lost. Did you ever watch Lost back in the day?
No.
Mr. Echo was a character from Lost. So then I would jump over to my Mr. Echo account and I would post the same thing. And they eventually caught on. Because it wasn't just me doing it. There's like a handful of us that were. And so that was my infamous, they said, "You're spamming the board posting about Pot of Gold." And to which I responded back via DM. I said, "The only thing I'm spamming is your mama's guts." Yeah. And so then I got the perma banned at that moment.
Oh, Daniel.
Oh yeah, the G Moose, the Pot of Gold guys do not have the relationship with Tiger droppings that I do. I was one of the trolls on Tiger droppings, so like I was iron sharpens iron, man. That's where I was molded. And like I remember the first post I ever made on Tiger droppings. I didn't think I said anything controversial, and I just got fucking murdered. And I'm like, man, I gotta step up my game here. So like every time I posted, I'm like, I gotta get ready for like people to come at me. And so I learned the art of war and military tactics.
Okay.
Dropping. So that's
Is he
why
qualified?
These people come at me on Twitter and think it bothers me. No, man, I've been doing this on Tiger droppings for 20 years now.
What was his name? Philip? I've appointed Philip my high counsel.
I have appointed Philip my high counselor.
Is he qualified?
He is. I don't know. Philip goes, I am skilled in the arts of war and military tactics. Well, what do you think about the present situation? So, fun fact for y'all listening, that's from Braveheart. Anytime that scene gets mentioned between me, Chip, and Zombie Bob, the three of us are going to piss ourselves laughing every time. And it's not even that funny of a scene, but the three of us have just turned it into a massive joke.
I don't quite remember, but didn't you and Chip, was Spencer with us?
Yeah, Spencer was with us.
But y'all were in the back seat.
Those two were in the back seat. Me and you were in the front seats.
But they were in the back watching.
Yeah, we're driving around
to Yankee Stadium. We're going to Yankee.
Yes. And you got on Braveheart in the back for two 18-year-old Chip, 18-year-old Spencer watching Braveheart. And all me and you we're just hearing it because we can't see it. But Chip's just cracking jokes at it. Voss is cracking jokes at it. We're just dying laughing the entire time. And so it just became quoted for every part of that movie.
Right. Absolutely.
So, spring practice.
Rutherford, man.
That is tough. You hate to see it. And I know we got freshmen, but it's like Rutherford was the guy. He came back. You know, we were talking about that today. Me and both uncles that, you know, it's hard in today's world of NIL and the transfer portal to get attached to these guys because it seems like they're all really just here for the money. But then you have a guy like Relaford that's a Louisiana guy. He could have gone anywhere, taken money, but he stayed. And then he tears his ACL in spring football. Right. And so it's just disappointing to see that because it's one of those guys you want to root for because they're here for the right reasons. He wants to represent Louisiana. He's a hometown kid. I know he's from Shreveport, but Louisiana kid. Tough.
Yeah. Well, especially after the shortened season he had last year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's horrific and disappointing to lose them in and of itself, but then they go back to back in shortened seasons, having, done all that he did to get back into shape and back onto the field, is running with the ones. And, to have this injury, non-contact, I mean, they're not in pads or anything. So,
Yeah. And then it just puts a damper on all of spring after that, because then it's in the back of everybody's mind for the rest of spring.
Right.
So, I'd been there where we had Michael Maudie, who were coaching. I was coaching at the time. All-state linebacker, top 100 player in the nation, and broke his foot at practice. And it's just like, we hadn't even played a game yet. And like this air just goes out of the whole freaking team for like, it lingers for like a week when something like that happens.
Right.
So, not that Relaford was as important as a high school version of Michael Maudie, but.
Well, they have incoming freshmen. They have depth. They have the transfer portal guys. So, you hate to see it, but hopefully there's enough talent there and enough depth there that they can weather the storm and, find a replacement.
Yes.
So, Landon Clark ran quarterback, took first team reps on Saturday following his stint on Thursday.
I like Landon Clark a lot. Mm-hmm. Like, I think he's your quarterback next year. And I know it's hard to predict with the transfer portal, because then you could just go and get another $5 million guy. Or I'm just going to use Bryce Underwood for an example. Like, what if Bryce Underwood wants to come here from a year from now? You're not going to say no. But if you don't go and get some wild card out of the portal, I like Landon Clark. I like him a lot.
Yeah.
So.
But Longstreet had a bit of a bad day yesterday.
I heard, I don't know if I heard the word bad day. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if I want to use that word.
Inconsistent?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's like one of those practice reports thing. Beware of false flags, because nobody ever really sucks. You're probably reading into it correctly, though. Are they ever going to say somebody sucks in fall camp or spring football?
Well, I mean, you and I would say that, but a professional journalist, no.
Well, that's what I mean. If me and you were out there, I'd be like, this motherfucker's overrated. This motherfucker's overrated. But we're not out there. I mean, we get press credentials, Bob?
We're on the precipice of, not necessarily us, but we, we
were or are?
Were.
I think we are.
We are?
Yeah.
Okay.
I could make a call. I could get them for basketball for sure.
Oh, well then, yeah.
That's all that matters to me.
Okay.
So anyway, it's the only sport, the only real sport that matters. G Moose says, what? The only real sport?
Yeah.
I know. I'm just trolling. G-Moo says, I got into it with Chicken on there once, told him to go F himself, and he never banned me. LOL. Yeah, you got to go out of your way to really be, because they put you in like timeout. And basically, when you start getting DMs from them, if you're just like, man, I'm sorry. The problem I have is.
You don't know those words.
Yeah, when I don't know the words, I'm sorry. And so, like, I have called Chicken an idiot before in a thread. He's never said anything to me. But then my issues were when I got DM stuff, I would tell them go F themselves. I'll just create another account. You won't figure out who I am. So, yeah. Then they would eventually figure out who I was.
Right?
Yeah. So, then there was a stretch where, like, the guy who threatened to said he was going to kick me off and prevent me from creating future accounts. I wanted him to know that I was still able to get accounts. So then I would basically follow him and troll him till he would be like, who the fuck are you? And then he'd figure out who I am and I'd get banned.
Who was your father?
Your father. You would do the same shit. It's just that Tiger Droppings wasn't around when you were 23.
No.
You would have done the same shit. You do the same shit on Twitter.
On the Twitter machine?
I will not confirm nor deny if it was Rummel Tiger. You don't even know what that means. Zombie.
No.
And the thing was, my first username, I actually built up a good little reputation with the admins. And that was what I got so pissed off about. Was like, there's so much other shit that y'all let slide, and then you're calling me out and putting me in timeout for this.
Right.
Like, get the fuck out of here.
Right.
So,
I hear you. All right. What else from spring practice number 3, Daniel?
D-line, as Jimu said, Deuce Gerald's going to get a lot of time this year with Relaford being out, and then it's a lot of freshmen getting opportunities on the D-line.
He's been everywhere.
Yeah.
But he's been running with the ones all week.
Yes, him and Richard Anderson.
Well, Richard Anderson was started with the first team Tuesday, Thursday, but not
Tuesday,
Saturday.
Thursday. Oh, I didn't know
Saturday.
he didn't on Saturday.
I don't think so.
I didn't check as much of the practice reports on Saturday, and then I was.
We were busy today.
Yes. Oh, I didn't. I haven't watched anything today. I actually have a story about my crawfish. They said if I'd have made the mistake that I made today on the camp side of the family, so the other side of the family was making fun of, like, my crawfish came out great. Nobody would have known that I made a mistake in how I prepared and how I cooked the crawfish. But I'm an honest man. And it was me and a couple cousins. And so I may or may not have forgotten to put something in early on. But then I added it late. And for a minute there, I was worried that it was going to change everything, but everything came together. I just had, while they were soaking, I had to stir to make sure to get all the flavors together.
What did you miss?
I don't want to admit this story.
Okay.
Because the at one point, I think it was Uncle Steve goes, man, if you'd have made this mistake on the camp side of the family, you'd hear about it till the day you died. And he's like, but this was after he'd already eaten the crawfish. And he's like, nobody ever knew, man. You didn't have to tell anybody.
Right.
So I did 2 batches. I'll tell you the story. I did 2 batches. I did the first batch, but I was the first one to get there at Uncle Renee's house, helped him set up because they host. So I do all the cooking, set up, get everything going. Me and him get everything going. First batch comes out like 20 minutes after everybody gets there. So then the second batch, everybody starts jumping in and helping, which I'm very grateful that everybody was helping. But so it was me and a cousin that were making sure we put everything in the pot, but I missed one thing because it was in a bag in a box. Because I brought, just like I have my tailgate boxes, I have my crawfish boil boxes. And so I may or may not have forgotten the 4-pound bag of seasoning. Put the liquid boil in, still had it from the first batch. This was the second batch. So second batch, I tasted the first one after it's been soaking for like 20 minutes. And I'm like, it still needs to go a little bit. Then 5 minutes later, I tested again. I'm like, something ain't right here. And then I'm sitting there rehashing my brain. I'm like, fuck, I forgot to put in the 4.5-pound bag. And I look at Dallas and Uncle Renee, and I'm like, what do you think's gonna happen if I do it now? He goes, it ain't gonna fucking hurt to put it in. And I'm like, it's not bad. It's just bland, you know? And your second batch is supposed to be your better batch. And so it's like, it's just tastes bland. It's not bad. Right. So I put it in, stirred it in, and then let it soak for like an extra 10, 15 minutes. And it was actually really good.
Right.
Like you might be on to something there because it was on like your garlic. It was I guess because it didn't have enough time to dissolve in the water. So it was, the garlic was seasoned more. Your corn was seasoned more. That's what supposedly somebody said. That's why everybody in Lafayette dusts their crawfish.
Oh, okay.
So basically I quasi dusted the crawfish, but yeah, but it was still great.
Okay.
Because the ingredients were there. It just wasn't as hot.
What did you have in there? What's your regular go-to extras?
Define extras, because I'm
potato.
Extra.
Yeah, corn, potatoes, sausage,
I love mushrooms.
Mushrooms.
So your basics, you got your onions, you got your garlic, you got your corn, you got your sausage, you got your potatoes. Okay, that's your basics. And then you got your lemons. I add orange, either juice or orange is. Today I had orange is as opposed to
Oh,
orange juice.
orange jizz.
Juice.
Okay.
Juice.
I thought you were
Yeah.
saying something else.
No. Orange juice. Normally I do use orange juice, but today I wanted oranges. I don't know why. I was just feeling it. Tried a different sausage. I did not like my go-to sausage for my jambalaya pastalaya. Tried that today. Not good in the crawfish boil. Not going to say the brand because I'm
Ooh.
very loyal to that brand, but it was
Okay.
not good in the crawfish boil.
Okay.
But yeah. Then sides that I like, I also add pineapple and I also add mushrooms. I love mushrooms a lot.
Mushrooms. Green beans.
Not today, but usually, yes.
Mm-hmm. We went to La Use's by the track in New Orleans. They had a block party today to celebrate their 30th anniversary and had both raw oyster vendor and a crawfish vendor. And they had right at the end, they put green beans on the top of it as it was soaking. And Julie was impressed with that. She's like, oh,
I love the
never
green.
seen that. Yeah, I'm like,
no, I've done
new.
green beans a lot. I love
Right.
green beans.
Mhm.
Green beans and edamame are my favorite because I do like something green in there because I think it's not to be white women Instagram culture, but when you add green, it pops in the pictures that you take. I'm just saying
Hey, that's why I always drink out of my Tulane cup right here.
it pops. But the green beans are good. I like the green beans better than the edamame,
Okay.
or as I joke with the wife, the edamame.
How do you say Excedrin?
Excedrin?
I don't
Is that
say Excedrin. I don't say, I can't even say it. I don't say Excedrin. I say Excedrin.
Excedrin.
Excedrin, like migraine headache.
I've never taken
Medicine.
that.
Excedrin.
Well, you know, I was
say
at
Excedrin. Well, how do you say Cosquinos in Mandeville?
Coskinos.
Cosquinos.
Coskinos.
The kids always correct me when I say it.
Casinos.
And my daughter actually said, wait, it's not pronounced Excedrin? And Julie is like, no,
Yeah, it's Excedrin.
it's Excedrin.
Yeah, but I was joking earlier tonight with the wife, and like she does not adequately stock the house with medicine.
You should come here.
Yeah, and so like I had an employee recently be like, yeah, you know why you like it's not that I'm sickly, that I stay sick longer because I don't take the right shit for it. And so then it occurred to me that my wife, like, she doesn't buy anything like medicine wise. Like she's a minimalist when it comes to like we've never had Excedrin in this house.
Excedrin is better. Literally, and this is not really a knock. I don't mean it. It is a knock, but I don't mean it mean spirited. I would not be alive if I was married to my first wife. I would not be here. I would not have survived. Literally. Julie has drugs for every occasion.
What about Vicks Vapor Rub?
It's the greatest thing in the whole wide world. You see, when I get a cold, I get it in my chest first, and then it goes to my head, my sinuses. You take a glob of Vicks Vapor Rub, and like, but you got to use an old white T-shirt.
Yeah, because then it's going to ruin it.
Yeah, exactly. So like an old white T-shirt that you don't give a shit.
Okay, fair.
And if you go to bed with a cough that same night, put it on your feet and sleep with socks.
There's no way that really works.
100%.
There's no way.
Swear to God.
There's no science behind it.
Yes, yeah, there is.
I need an RFK Jr. Approved study on that because I just don't believe it. You looking it up?
Yeah. And no scientific evidence. Applying Vicks Vapor Rub to the fetus is a popular folk remedy for coughs, but lacks scientific evidence.
I know you're not the only person I know that swears by that.
Yeah.
The wife's
Yeah, I
best
can't
friend swears by that too.
Yeah, I can't sleep with socks on, but if I have a cough, I'll do that. And then like somewhere
She
down
didn't
the night,
say put socks on. She just said rub it on the bottom of her feet.
I put socks on because I don't want it all over the place. Yeah.
Forces it in. I mean, there is something medicinal about it. What's
Oh,
the main
yeah.
ingredient?
Cocaine.
Whatever it is, like it works to open up your sinuses. So
Right.
whether it's on your feet or not, I mean, it's doing something.
Yeah.
But I just don't know if the feet have. My question is, I obviously it works here. I'll rub that shit in, but I just non-believer in the feet thing.
How many bottles of Vicks Vapor Rub do you have in your house?
One, because I bought it.
I have mine strategically placed.
Yeah, like we only have like Tylenol. We didn't even have ibuprofen when my hip was bothering me the other day. Didn't even have ibuprofen. And like, so then I went and bought Bayer Back and Body. And the wife refuses to take it. Her neck was hurting the other day. She's like, oh, I'm not taking that. I'm like, why not? She just walks around not taking. And that's when it occurred to me, like how some people are about vaccines. That's how my wife is about medicine. She won't take medicine.
I would have been dead. So I would not have survived November of 2024. So that's plain and simple.
Well, we're glad you're here with us, Zombie Bob. What was the other thing on my list? Will Wade, you going to the press conference tomorrow?
No. Not credentialed.
No, it's open to the public.
Can I wear my spy glasses?
You can wear your spot meta glasses because it's open to the public.
Okay.
And you can film anybody that you want when you go in there, but it's open to the public. It's no
Right.
like closed media deal or anything like that.
Okay.
I would go. I would 100% go, but I actually have a busy day at work tomorrow. It's always the last couple of days of the month for me. Always the busiest.
Right.
So got to make sure we get paid.
Right here.
Got to harass people.
Right.
So that's my day tomorrow, and Tuesday will probably be easier than Monday. So I can't go, or otherwise I would go. Chip said he would go with me if I was able to go.
So he gets back in time, right?
Yeah. Assuming,
When did he go up?
He drove up like Friday night, but you know him, he doesn't sleep.
Yeah. Why is that?
That's a good question. Oh yeah, he's still in Alabama right now. He's still a ways away.
Yeah.
Chip's
got a little share my location with your little friend.
Yeah, he doesn't remember that he shared it with me, but when Chip lived next door to me, I'd be like, "Hey man, when you ready to go do yada yada yada?" And Chip's notorious for being 15, 20 minutes behind what he says he is. So one day I'm like, "Dude, you're not at the house. Send me your location, or otherwise I don't believe you." He said, "Fuck you, I'll send you my location." So he sent me his location. I've had it ever since. So how many people do you share your location with, Zombie?
Bam.
Not even Mrs. Zombie has the
Nope.
Not at all?
No. Actually, I just checked my daughter to see where she is. She's at her mother's.
So you have your daughter, your son?
No, just my daughter.
I have the wife, I have my mother, and I have Chip.
Yeah, I don't have a mother. No, I don't have Julie's. And Julie's got the most random friends on hers that she follows. Yeah, like not follows, but can check. Like, why are you checking that one?
Yeah.
Right.
Hal Jubin says, "What do you think about the news of Johnny Jones?" Zombie, what you think?
No, we're excited. That's a good move. That's a good move.
As G Moose said, I think it does appease the Hollis Temple contingent. It brings together that era with not just the Johnny Jones era, the Dale Brown era, and brings in John Brady era as well, because Collis Temple's son was part of that era. And so then it really brings together the entire history of LSU basketball. So
No, it makes
Gimu
perfect
says
sense.
he has his daughters too.
Well, Jimu's my daughter spent the fall of her junior year at Tulane in Prague. And so I said, hey, I want you to share your location. Not that it would do me any good, but, like share your location while you're over there. Well, I didn't think that she actually did. And so the whole time that she was in Prague, I didn't know that I had her location. So it wasn't until she got back that she's like, you can track me. I'm like, seriously? She's like, yeah, I gave it to you before I left. I'm like, you didn't tell me that you gave it to me. She's like, oh, I didn't know. I'm like, please. So anyway, I just, check on it. Well, when she was a freshman, G-Moose, to see if you did this. Well, no, because your daughter's still at Hannon. But what I would do with Mackenzie when she was a freshman at Tulane, first thing Saturday morning, first thing Sunday morning, I would pull up her either her credit card or her debit card and see where the last place she made a purchase was, so that's where I knew to start. Usually it was the boot, but okay, I can't find her. She was last seen at the boot making a transaction at such and such time. But after a while, you just you get over that. Don't worry about it. You got that still ahead of you, Daniel.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that as well.
Right. So, all good. So yeah,
but your days of Easter egg hunts are over.
Yeah, I don't remember. Oh, Easter we would go down to Baltimore.
Oh, who would you visit in Baltimore?
Actually, his birthday is tomorrow. Yeah, my then aunt and uncle.
One of them is not here anymore, right?
Correct.
So that's why I'm trying to tread carefully, because I was gonna make a joke, but then that's Zombie Bob's side of the family.
Yeah,
not the normal side of the family that I was hanging out with.
I don't have any normal sides. Yeah,
imagine going to a family event and it's just completely normal.
I have never in my life.
Although there was one abnormal thing that happened today, but it was expected.
Okay.
But I don't know if I can say that on air.
Okay. Probably not. Probably best.
Yeah, it's probably best to just
keep
it off the air, because it is something personal. But it was the most expected abnormal thing ever. I'll tell you when we go off.
Okay.
Like, they even called Lilo in Hawaii, and they're like, oh, we have news. And she's like, oh, I know. And nailed it.
Somebody's pregnant?
No.
Oh, okay.
Abnormal. I'll have to tell you later.
Yeah.
But anyway, do you got anything else for tonight? We're at an hour and 3.
An hour and 3? No, I mean, we're missing Chip. He's not in the chat tonight, but now I can't even think of how to. What Durangay, my boy Durangay. That and Chance are not here tonight,
but usually Sunday. You've missed the last few Sundays. Usually
Sundays are quiet.
Sundays have been quieter than Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's the Sunday.
Everybody's gearing up for the
week, and all that kind of stuff and all. So
yeah.
Okay.
But Sunday's where we say things that go viral. I won't post anything that would get us viral. So
I don't think we said anything controversial tonight.
Yeah, I did, didn't I?
Did you?
Yeah, I said something earlier. I don't even remember what I said.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. I mean, women's softball had a nice win yesterday. They dropped the rubber match game today, lost the series to Oklahoma. But they had a nice one yesterday. We'll have the ladies sports teed up for Tuesday night. Ladies night is when we cover everything. We'll have another report for spring baseball. Spring football. And then I guess Kim will be doing an autopsy on the season and that loss to Duke and all that goes with that. So she has some staff members to fill out on her own staff with some departures over to Rutgers. So
and then we'll have another spring football practice, and then
the press conference from tomorrow.
Yes, and then LSU plays Southern in baseball on Tuesday, and our friend is making his debut on Midweek Games Matter. G Moose is going to be making his debut on Midweek Games Matter on Tuesday with Chip.
Nice.
Zombie, you might have to jump in on that one.
I might.
If schedule allows. I didn't want to throw you.
Tuesday should be good. Tuesday. It's a weird week with Easter next weekend and Good Friday on a Friday, as per usual. But
Good Friday on a Friday.
Well, yeah, but just like we got invited to a crawfish boil. We got something Saturday. Actually, Sunday is the quiet day. I think we're gonna have some people over later in the day and late in the afternoon. But that's that. Hal, I would think that I don't know the exact, but I would think that there's some kind of postseason, meet with the media, wrap it up type thing. But we'll have to wait and see.
They usually do, but I think it's like a week or so after.
Yeah. Maybe after the tournament's over.
Yeah.
Maybe so.
Maybe I might be wrong though. Yeah, but they've done stuff like that, so it's possible.
Right. G Moose, definitely for Tuesday, I'll have information. We're less than a month away from the NFL draft. So, we definitely want to do that. We definitely want to have a watch party. We definitely want to have a bunch of people in. I'm not saying necessarily report on each team or take a team and do it, but we'll talk. I know that Austin Taylor is interested, Max interested, G Moose, myself, Daniel not so much, Chip yes.
Well, I can't because the draft will be going on while I'm putting kids to bed. Timing wise, struggle for me.
Right.
So I might be able to jump on late.
You
just don't count on me is what I would say.
Yeah.
Like midweek games matter, same thing. Like my problem is the kids.
Right. Starts early.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, we won't be up until 12:30 in the morning with that draft, with the way that they formatted it this year. But
especially.
Actually, I wanted to reach out to our friend Braden Fahoko and see what he's doing.
Do it. That'd be a good get too.
Yeah. So I'll reach out to him. I don't know what he's up to or whatever. Even if we did something ahead of time, but I don't want him to, like, I was even thinking about reaching out to him and saying something like, all right, like, 60-second blurb on each team before they, to play as they're on the clock. Like this one just added this in free agency, boom, boom, boom. But I don't want anything that looks like that would make them look bad in retrospect or hindsight, or you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I think they should trade for this guy, but yet somebody else who just did a blockbuster trade. You know what I'm saying? Like, can't pre-record it and then have it look bad when it doesn't fit that night or the flow of that night. If there's any big trades, or
maybe he could just come on and give you 20 minutes or so at some point.
Yeah, maybe so. So I'll reach out to him.
Yeah,
love that kid. So So anything else?
That's all I got.
Y'all usually go right around this time on Sunday nights.
Yeah.
It's usually already burning it down.
Yeah.
Thanks for jumping in, G Moose, Queen Pizza, Alex earlier was in, and Danielle.
We'll be back on Tuesday. Midweek Games Matter will be back on Tuesday.
What time's first pitch?
6:30 on Tuesday. Games.
And so, like the Geaux Team Media Network premiere on video for G Moose. The man behind the chat, our biggest fan, our legal department, our graphic artist department. I think he claimed to be HR as well for Queen Pizza's wrongful termination suit against me.
Yes.
So I'll definitely jump into that. So all good.
And then Thursday, Max is said he can come back on for another 30 minutes or so.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
yeah. Okay. Cool.
So that's the week we got ahead, and then
we'll roll with it how it comes at us, right?
That's right.
All right, brother.
And
thanks. We always appreciate you guys. As always, like and subscribe. I know Daniel was getting ready to say that.
I've been on a mission lately to not say like and subscribe.
Why?
Because people accuse us of clickbait. So then I've like prided myself on not like
begging, and subscribing.
But it's stupid. I'm stupid. But it's because that's how I am. I'm oppositional defiant. And so when somebody accuses me of something, I want to go the other way with it. Okay. And so I haven't been asking like and subscribe. I've always been bad at it, but I'm really bad at it right now because people.
Well, it's a good thing I have the control of it. So
yes, they accuse us of being wannabe journalists. So, but anyway, entertainers, the kings of entertainment for LSU football,
LSU sports,
LSU sports, the kings of entertainment, Daniel, Zombie Bob, Chip. There's only one thing we got left to say tonight, and that is. And good night, Mrs. Calabash.
Wherever you are.
Thank you, Zombie Bob.
Thank you, guys.